Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there. All right, everyone. It's that time. We've been threatening, and it's finally here. The Madam Web review on the latest episode of the Capes and Lunatics. Strap yourselves in. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, that enthusiastic movie lover it is.
Hey guys, it's Lois.
Hi guys. Yes, up in the chat for Melted Brain. Feels like a grill. That's why I'm feeling this way. Yes, my brain does feel like a grilled cheese. Yes. All right, kids. Well, since we played it close to the vest, now you'll know our real thoughts on Madam Web. God, I can't.
I was hoping for so much more. I don't know why it's Sony, but
After Morbin time, you're hoping for more.
So I heard something that makes me think.
Uh-oh.
I feel like Sony is tricking people into thinking that they're signing up for the MCU.
You know what? It is funny because just everywhere I see. Oh, well, that's the thing. When you went to the theater to see it, did they have a thing in the beginning with Dakota Johnson saying, talking about the movie and stuff?
No, but I've seen that as a trailer on
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, but she does mention, and I know other places. I think they mention it. They're like, "Oh, the newest Marvel movie." It's like,
well, her tagline was "It's all connected." Now, also, you have to remember that this movie went through, I want to say, at least 6 different rewrites on the script, and I know that they reshot things at least 2 times. So I do know that there is actually a better script floating around out there than what we got, and a lot of people's parts got cut despite this runtime being so fucking long.
Well, did I also see? I don't know if it's true or not. That originally this was going to be a time travel thing, but then they just set it in 2003.
Well, my theory was that they were going to set it to 2003 to be part of Andrew Garfield's timeline for the Amazing Spider-Mans, so that he could be, because he was like roughly 18, 19 in those movies, right?
Yeah, but wasn't that like 2012, 20? So I mean, unless
I don't know what they were doing.
I know it's so weird.
It can't be for Tom Holland because he was supposed to be like either 13 or 15 in that Civil War, the one that they said decidedly was supposed to be Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Yeah, Captain America
Civil
War.
One. So I don't know what they were doing. I don't know why it was set in 2003, to be perfectly honest.
I don't know either. Just so in 2023, Peter Parker.
Oh, I guess so that when they decide if they were going to get greenlit for a sequel, that, I mean, the girls would be aged up to the appropriate age that they're supposed to be in the comics.
Maybe. Yeah, nothing about this movie makes sense. Yeah, kids. I mean, it's for those of you who haven't seen it, don't see it. It's set in 2003. Peter Parker at the end of the movie is when Peter Parker is supposedly born. You know what? They can't even say Peter Parker at this point, Lil.
They couldn't even say Aunt May. They
No,
refer to it. Yeah,
because Ben mentions he's met somebody special.
yeah, which is Mary.
Yes, no May. May is his.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Ugh.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so. Yes,
His sister-in-law.
In this one, yes, Ben Parker is a paramedic, and his partner in the ambulance is Cassandra Webb.
And also O'Neill up in the chat for Mike Epps. Like, why put Mike Epps in your movie and then kill him off in the first 5 minutes? That's so fucking rude.
So, oh yeah, his last name was O'Neill. Was that a shout out to Denny O'Neill who created Madam Web?
Pretty sure. And they treated him just how I would think. killed him right off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least Diggle literally survives the whole thing. He becomes a Green Lantern. I mean, there is a namesake you want. That's how you treat a namesake. And, for better or for worse, that's not even one of the better Green Arrow creators of things. So, anyway.
So yeah, I mean, this whole thing is so weird. There's so many plot holes in this thing.
Like, she's a paramedic. You would think she has a nurturing nature, right?
Yeah,
But no, she wants to get rid of these kids at every damn turn she can.
I'm like, you're really not making your main character sympathetic. And again,
No.
don't you think you'd become a paramedic because you care about people? I mean, at the beginning, it doesn't seem like she cares about humanity at all.
Yeah, and like there's way better money to be made than being a paramedic.
I mean, there's other stuff you can do in the medical field, right?
Yeah.
Where you'd have less.
Maybe she does love running people over in that damn thing, so maybe that's a bonus for her.
Oh yeah, maybe
Because if you don't get out of the way of the ambulance, it's not their fault. It's your fault for not yielding to an emergency vehicle. I'm just saying. I think she's a little bit of a psychopath.
it's legal road rage. Okay.
Well, that's how I've read the character.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
don't think I've read it wrong at all.
No.
She's from Queens. You know how those people are.
She was born in the jungle.
Truly. Oh God, yeah, I guess we should just get into it. So, I do want to talk about the box office really quick. It looks like this opened on Valentine's Day, and I didn't see other people having like special screenings before that because like Wednesday is even earlier than the Thursdays.
Yeah.
They do.
All right.
So,
Before you do the number, okay, kids. So this came out on Wednesday, Valentine's Day on Wednesday. We are recording this Sunday night. So what is the number?
let's see.
This isn't even a 3-day weekend. This is what, 5 days?
No. So it's 28.5 million during a 6-day period, and then. But like if we do the traditional weekend, they only made like 17.6 if we only include the traditional weekend.
Okay.
And this is like I think they're reporting internationally too. It opened in 61 markets. This is kind of sad. It costs 80 million to produce, so I guess they need to This is crazy because Morbius made 39.1 million in its first 3-day debut. And I think Morbius is still a worse movie than this one, even though one of the writers is still the same writer on this movie as well.
It's close, but yeah, probably.
It's just for the sheer waste of Michael Keaton that just absolutely becomes an F.
Oh, yeah.
Morbius could have been a slam dunk, but it's Jared Leto. Jared Letoing all over the place also has that issue.
True.
So yeah, like Morbius, I was shocked when I saw that.
Yeah.
And then let's see the Rotten Tomatoes score. Audience score 55% with 500 plus verified ratings. And then we have a 13% from the critics with 182 reviews. And it's PG-13. And it's an hour and 57 minutes. And it could have been 90. It could have been 90. Because it's comical how bad it is.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop laughing because it was so bad.
I know.
At one point, I even fell asleep towards the end.
You know what? I couldn't even laugh. I just sitting there shaking my head. I'm just like, really? Just oh my God. And I mean, just and their big bad in Ezekiel. I mean, he was, oh my God, that character was just so flat to me.
Barely a villain. It's definitely giving MCU villain.
And and like through the whole movie, like something about his voice was bugging the hell out of me. And then I saw something online. So did they have to like redub his voice or something? Or
yeah, I think that was part of the reshoots. I definitely think there was some.
So maybe that was part of the problem because I know there was something with his voice. I was like, man, it's getting on my nerves.
Let's just take it from the top. We start in 1973. There's this research team with Ezekiel and her mom, Constance. And they're looking for this weird spider in the jungles of Peru. Allegedly, it has some rare healing properties. But we know Ezekiel is the bad guy from the trailer. So, yeah, we're expecting bad things to happen. And they do. He betrays the team, takes the spider, and he leaves Constance for dead. We see some indigenous tribe people try to save Constance by using the bite of the spider, but she still dies. But she manages to name her daughter, who she gives birth to, and names her Cassandra. And that's kind of a little too on the nose too, right? So it goes back to Cassandra, like the mythological figure who could tell the future, but nobody listened to her. And I'm like, why would you ever name your daughter that?
It was 73.
It's like now with all the kids that have like the name like Khaleesi and Daenerys is like, babe, she's a crazy bitch. Like, you should have waited for the show to end before you named your kid that. You don't know how the show's gonna end. You know.
Well, it's the same people who think your end goals for couple goals are Joker and Harley. So
Only the psychotic ones. I've never really met somebody who was seriously thinking that they didn't have like
yeah,
septum piercings. Let's just say, if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
something pierced.
And face tattoos, you know. I
Oh,
totally get that, you know. But yeah. So that's where the movie starts. That's always good. Then we cut to 2003, so 30 years later.
yeah.
She's going by Cassie. She lives alone in Queens, and she's a paramedic. She's got these really two cool co-workers, uh, Ben Parker and O'Neill. Did they even give him a first name?
I don't know if we ever heard the first name.
Give me 1 second. Nope, they just get only O'Neill. That's the only name they gave him because he was the black character. Cool. Uh,
I
this
mean,
movie feels like it was written in 2003, if I'm being totally honest.
yeah, it does. I was gonna say, I mean, if they want, I mean, why didn't they just call him Denny O'Neill and got it over with?
Like, they didn't even bother to give him a first name because guess what? As spoilers as we talked about in the beginning, he kind of dies. So at the start of the shift that we catch up with her on, you know, she's they're trying to save this driver from a car that's hanging off the bridge. Cassie falls into the water. She has a near death experience. Ben manages to revive her, and then like she's like seeing these visions, and she's like, "Is this deja vu?" And then like she realizes that it's not deja vu, that she's like had a premonition, and she's like, because she saw O'Neill fall and well die on the job, and she couldn't prevent it, and she's like, "Oh man, how hard did I hit my head?" Now that's what I want to know too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's pretty much anything of note that happens for like the next 15-20 minutes until we finally get back to Ezekiel. We learn that he has the same power as Cassie, along with enhanced physical abilities, and he's been stalking these three young women. Creeper, creeper alert. So these women that we find out is Julia Cornwall, Anya Corazon, and Maddie Franklin. And let me tell you, when she said Uncle Jonah, I was like, please make J. Jonah Jameson black in this universe.
No, you know what it is? He doesn't have to be black. You know why? Because in the comics, she still called him Uncle Jonah, but he wasn't her actual uncle.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Jonah was friends with her father. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, make it her real uncle and make him black. Piss off all the nerds. And you know who we get? Because J.K. Simmons is too busy doing Invincible. I don't need that fucked up in any way. We get Jeffrey Wright, who's also Commissioner Gordon.
Yes.
No, everybody loves Jeffrey Wright, bro. Like, the nerds would not be mad with that at all. I promise. I don't know why everybody loves him. I mean, he's great, and he's definitely one of those don't give a fuck guys. Like that, I think that's what makes him great. Like, he just doesn't take shit from anybody, studios or otherwise. That's my petition for this particular universe, because this actually, I forget what interview I watched, but they confirmed this is in its own separate universe. It won't be interacting with Morbius or Craven or anything like that.
Well, Lilith isn't going to be interacting with anybody anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, maybe.
Really? I haven't seen.
I mean, it potentially could have, or even Venom.
Yeah,
Know?
but I mean, I haven't seen one defense of this thing.
That never stopped Sony at all. Is my point. Like, they want the SSU, Sony's Spider-Man universe, to be a thing, and it doesn't matter because all these movies have absolutely flopped, and they're still doing it. So my whole point is they're kind of like DC. They're just gonna roll along, turn into the skid, and don't care what anybody says. So, like I said, you know, they happen to be in their own particular bubble, unfortunately. But I feel like they could pull a Secret Wars and pull everybody into another universe for a battle if they really wanted to, and that's kind of what they're working up to, is their own version of that, from the best that I can tell.
Oh.
The best that I can tell. It's really tough with Sony. Things are always up in the air over there. The only thing that is definitive that they have definitive is Into the Spider-Verse movies. That's the only thing that's like good in their life right now. They're holding on for dear life.
Mm-hmm.
on that one, and they're trying to actually do live action out of that movie as well. So,
Well, they can
which I
bring
think they'll have better luck with.
anyone in now that they have Marvel Jesus
Oh,
Deadpool.
yeah, I know. But then, I mean, like Sony, like
Yeah.
Disney doesn't want anything to do with them. But like with
Oh no,
Sony,
no.
what they're trying to build in, all they have is the Into the Spider Universe. As far as I'm concerned, that's actually good, critically acclaimed stuff. And they
Mm,
do want to do a live action eventually after that third one. So I think that's why they're their own universe. I feel like they want to maybe do something with these guys later in regards to that potential live action too.
hmm,
But like since it flopped, I don't think it's gonna work out. But I think specifically that's why this was in its own bubble.
hmm.
Just a theory, a film theory. F in the chat for Matt Pat leaving us. So yeah, after we find out about Creeper, so he was like he wants to kill these girls because he thinks that they're destined to kill him. But it's like, babes, if you know anything about prophecy, when you go chasing that prophecy, that's actually what kills you. Just stay home.
I know that's what I thought when they were going to reveal. It's like, oh yeah, because he dreams every night that they kill him at some future date, and I'm like, well, yeah, it's probably because you go to kill them, and then
You
that,
go messing with them.
yeah, you have these premonitions of them killing you, probably because you were going to go out and try to kill them before they
But
kill
it's a
you.
self-fulfilling prophecy, right? That's the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what you do, you're gonna end up with an Oedipus complex. You're gonna kill your dad and bang your mom, bro. That's just what it is.
Whoa, I was going to say if you just sat home, they wouldn't know who you are. Hmm. Was it that weird? Like he got the keys to like the NSA's like whole like spy thing just from like sleeping with and killing one woman. It's
Shh. There's no logic in
I
this
know. I'm
issue.
just saying. First plot hole. I'm just
But
like,
like, shout out to like finally a man walking around barefoot in a movie. I don't know. I mean, I get it. We talked about this when we were talking on Ultimate Spider Cast about him being barefoot all the time.
yeah,
But like, even with his suit, like he like, it was kind of weird. I was just like, just let him be barefoot in the suit. Who cares?
yeah, yeah. No, the whole suit thing was just weird.
That suit is fugly as hell.
You know that he just did that. It's like, hey, look, it looks like Spider-Man.
Man, so I wonder if Sydney Sweeney's gonna come out and talk about the scenes that were cut.
Oh,
Cause
why?
she spent a lot of time in that costume is what she was talking about in a couple of interviews initially, and then those interviews disappeared. So but yeah, she said she spent a lot of time in the suit and doing stuff and stunt work and stuff and
Yeah,
for
because
what?
you really only see them in
For
costume
the
and
trailer probably is what I'm
yeah.
assuming.
Well, and again, I mean that the dream sequence in the
It's
beginning
like a minute and a half,
and like
literally 90 seconds.
yeah, like the flash at the end. That's it. It's
So that shouldn't have took more than 1 day of shooting. But she
is
said
that
she was in that suit for longer, so I'm
well,
just
is that because
curious.
of all the rewrites and all that?
Maybe.
Because
I don't know.
they don't even get powers in this movie.
Exactly. She just promises to help them at when the time is right at the end. Yo, that's I don't want to jump to the end.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
just keep
yeah,
going
yeah.
chronologically. So yeah, so he gets that vision, and then Cassie finds herself drawn to these same women, and she actually intervenes Ezekiel from ambushing them at Grand Central Station. They steal a taxi. F in the chat for that medallion. I know his company was fucking pissed. You know how much a taxi is worth in New York City? Like they pay $1 million for a medallion. It is crazy. So anyway, I just thought that was crazy. I was like, you don't have to ruin a taxi driver's life, babes.
Mm.
So she takes them out of the city and they hide in a forest. And I was like, this is giving Into the Spider Verse, but I'll leave it alone.
And then she gets the blame for kidnapping them.
Kidnapping them, yeah.
Remember that point?
I was like, how young are these girls? Like they tried so hard to make Sydney Sweeney look young. Like the Maddie looks super young, but and like Sophia looked young, but like clearly Sydney looks older than those two. They
Yeah,
were trying
yeah.
so hard. They put her in the little schoolgirl skirt. That's a fetish. That has nothing to do with making her
Although
look young, but
shout out to whatever wardrobe department hit her chest.
the full time. I'm assuming it's probably a binder of some sort.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Because that's one of the things that you could have had in their arsenal is just like Sydney Sweeney wearing like looking hotter, but it's like you wanted her to young, and it's like again the actress is an adult, but it's like she's playing an underage girl, so you really can't get too sexy with her, or it'd be weird.
yeah, I mean nowadays, yeah. If this was made in please believe we would be getting the Megan Fox treatment from
Oh,
Transformers.
yeah.
I have no doubt in my mind about that.
Well,
So yeah,
yeah.
she returns to her apartment and we find out that note that reveals like Ezekiel's identity and what his powers really do. And of course, because they're teenage girls, they're like, we're not staying out here. Let's go to a diner and get something to eat.
Let's eat on dance on tables.
Exactly. And so because they drew attention to themselves like the idiots they are, Ezekiel finds them. And then Cassie's like gets a vision. She's like, God damn it, these fucking kids. And relatable.
Yeah.
She's like, ooh. She gets that vision. She's like, doesn't look like I can physically beat him. But you know what? I'm going to use this taxi and run his ass over. We've all had the urge. Road rage, every day that you fight road rage is another day you stay out of prison. That's the way that I look at it. She manages to get the girls back to Queens, and she's like, hey, Ben, can we use your house as a safe house?
Well, yeah, that's after, they're like hiding out in that motel when she's about to leave them like 20 times.
Yeah, like I just want to cut over that because that just made me like really. I was like, I already don't like you, and this is making it not even like you get everything you deserve at the end.
I know it's so weird because I'm like,
we're not supposed to like. Well, you know what? I never really liked Madam Web.
I know.
It's like she always seemed like weird and disconnected, and maybe that's what they were trying. And she's supposed to be because she's on that how her actual powers work, which we kind of get a glimpse of it at the end. She's very disconnected and cold. Like she's never been a warm character, but like for the movie purposes, she is the main character.
Yeah.
She's supposed to. She's the protagonist, not the girls. Unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. So
the girls are basically a MacGuffin. I was floored. When I found that out, I was just like, so you put all the hype on this and they basically don't have shit to do. That's what you're telling me.
And it's so weird. I'm like, you're just going to go home and like, when you hear a report that these girls have been murdered, you're just going to go on with your life.
It seemed like it.
It seemed like it, yeah. But again,
it's giving maybe she's secretly an Osborn. I don't know.
So she went back and forth. And like you said, she called Ben finally.
Yeah. And so once they were safe, Cassie decides to fly to Peru, and I'm just like, okay.
I know. She's like, I'll be gone for a week. I'm like, okay. Wait a minute. Aren't you still wanted for kidnapping? You're just gonna jump on a plane?
Thank you. I'm like, what the
hell? In 2003?
Well, no, 2003 maybe you could get. Listen,
I
don't want to listen. I don't want to be this person.
Yeah, but wasn't security still hyped from 9/11?
Listen, TSA is a fucking joke no matter what year it is. True. And back then it was even worse.
Yeah.
They really didn't figure it out until like they actually didn't have it nailed down. Like I traveled a lot during this time, so I know. They really didn't have it figured out till like 2007. Like it was the Wild West. That's how come the guy with the shoe bomb still got through back then. Why we have to remove our shoes. Yeah, like that happened in like 2003.
But that's the other thing, like we were saying, isn't she still wanted for kidnapping and stuff? But I'm like, yeah, because that was like the original thing. She's like, I'll stick around because I need you guys to clear my name from the kidnapping.
And that's where Maddie says, I can call Uncle Jonah because I'm assuming, to save her reputation.
But by this point, we've kind of lost that. That never comes back up.
Rewrite. Just chalk it up to the rewrite.
Yeah.
But yeah, she hops on a plane to Peru and she meets that tribal leader who saved her mom and
yeah, he said he'd be there for her. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she kind of sees the whole thing.
Yeah, he puts her through that ritual. I like, that's ayahuasca. If I ain't never seen ayahuasca.
Yes, because she's all mad. She's like, why would my mother go down there while she was like so pregnant and stuff? And then she finds
babes, it's to save you from a hereditary disease.
Yes, that she found out while she was still pregnant, the baby had hereditary disease, and they spiders. She was looking for a cure.
Lucky she didn't, give you the old deletus the fetus treatment.
Oh,
I'm just saying he went down to Peru to try to save her. So, God, just relax. Could be, depending. She seems like a bitter Betty, so maybe she doesn't want to be there.
So that's the weird thing. So what? So when she was born, those tribes people kind of shipped her off back to the.
They didn't want no parts of having no white baby girl down there. It's like what I forget what it was that Tracy Morgan TV show that he had for a while. And he's like, you can't be touching no owl, and they're like, what's an owl? Oh, white lady. Yeah, you don't want no parts of that as anybody of color. Same thing should be true for a little defensive white baby girl. Send her back up there. We don't want our forest burned down. Send her back up there.
Oh, the authorities might care about a white baby. No, send her back.
Exactly. They they did the right thing for themselves. I'm just gonna be real.
Speaking of that, doesn't that seem kind of a little racist? That's I mean they are the bigger names, but I'm just like the whole time they were promoting this movie, all the other two I saw were Dakota Johnson and Sydney Sweeney.
I don't know who those other two girls are.
Okay.
That
Oh well,
I'm just saying to be fair, like it's not really racist. It's just kind of how the business works. We
maybe.
don't know those two girls. Like I couldn't
Okay.
tell you what those two girls were in.
Okay.
Sydney Sweeney's a bigger name than Dakota Johnson, if we're gonna be real.
Well,
And
yeah,
I saw way more interviews with Dakota Johnson than I did with Sydney Sweeney.
yeah. Well,
Like
she's
there's literally like at least 120 interviews out there with Dakota Johnson. I saw maybe 15 for Sydney Sweeney so far.
yeah, and Dakota Johnson did she
And then
hosted
I saw
Saturday
like
Night
one
Live.
with the full cast, but the other two, like I said, they're so used to
Okay,
their
I don't know.
business.
I didn't know if they were big or not, but if you don't know them, yeah, then they're
I don't
maybe
know these
newcomers or
kids.
something. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and they didn't have much to do anyway. Like Sydney Sweeney got the most to do out of the three of them for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She got a goddamn suit, a real suit. Which is like, I wouldn't be surprised if Sydney Sweeney got a spinoff of this movie just for the hell of it. The other two probably going to languish in obscurity for that one.
I mean, out of those three characters, Julia Carpenter is the most well known out of the three of them.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, though they talk about like the plane of consciousness that she's on, where like all living things are connected and every possible future can be seen. I'm like, well, we already got Doctor Strange to do all that. And yeah, so she finally like can forgive her mom. She figure out the whole thing, and then Ben's pregnant sister-in-law goes into labor, and he has to take them to the hospital.
Okay, another plot point here. Don't you think once the sister-in-law goes into labor, he's a little too panicked for being a trained paramedic?
Births are messy no matter what. Like
I
people still
know.
die in hospitals.
I know, but he seems like the old. What are we gonna do? It's like you're a paramedic. I mean, yeah, you don't want to have the baby at home.
Paramedics don't actually give birth that much, to be quite honest.
Yeah, but he's trained for it though, isn't he? You would think.
Again, pregnancies can go haywire. It's like being a cop and getting a domestic call. It's like nobody wants that fucking call because so many things can go wrong. I'm just being real with you.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know who wants to be responsible for the death of a baby, right?
True.
Or the mother and the baby, or just the mother. Like that's a huge responsibility. And plus, it's somebody you know.
Yeah, it's
you
a
know
sister-in-law.
I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I thought give birth to 3 kids, and even at the third one, I was just like, yeah, a little panicked because shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally get it.
Oh yeah.
Like a man, men are squeamish around women's bodies. That.
I was there at the birth of my son. Shut up.
You were holding hands and not allowed to look, just like any self-dignifying husband would be. Nobody. Right. She didn't even want the doctor. The doctor has to look, dummy. She's like, nobody gets to look. And that's why the second and third one was a midwife. But yeah. Yeah, if you're down there, you're crazy. Anyway, yeah. It's like, but it's cute. He's just nervous. And I really like the actor that played Ben. It's just it's a shame. It's Adam Scott. Who doesn't love Adam Scott?
Mm-hmm.
Parks and Recreation, baby.
That's right.
I was just like, oh, good for him. I mean, it's not Marvel money, but it'll do, pig. You know what I mean? So Ezekiel finds them, and it's like Cassie rescues the girls in the ambulance, and so Ben and Mary can escape, and the group lures Ezekiel to a firework factory. I almost lost my shit when I found out it was a firework factory. I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? A firework factory. What the Looney Tunes is going on here?
Yeah, I guess all the bomb factories were taken.
I mean, it's Marvel's New York. Technically, it should just be an abandoned warehouse. They should have been in New Jersey.
Well, they needed something highly combustible.
Obviously, but I just thought that was.
I know.
So they're setting up traps to disorient them, and she calls in for like a medical evacuation helicopter, and I'm just like, okay, that's a huge abuse of power and a waste of taxpayers' money, but whatever. Especially since Ezekiel destroys the damn thing with his abilities. And then they get separated, and Cassie's isolated, and he's like talking shit. He's like, "That's why your mom's dead."
Oh my god. Okay, so not to interrupt, but okay.
No, go ahead.
So no, in her quest to save these 3 girls, how many people get killed? I mean, like you just said, Ezekiel blows up the helicopter. Those people are dead. When she steals
Ben
that,
and Mary were lucky to make it out, bro.
I know she stole that ambulance. They were on a call to like next.
Yes,
I'm like, who knows what happened in that house? Was it a heart
she
attack?
probably killed the tribes people by giving them whatever cold she had. I'm just saying.
Yes, and then just like they might have been there for a huge medical emergency, and that person probably died. You couldn't just steal any car, and she said it had to be the ambulance. I guess.
Like I said, the taxi driver definitely got fired. His life's ruined.
Oh yeah. And I mean, how many people in in the subway? Oh my lord.
Yeah. I mean, not to mention the guy she failed to save, Anne O'Neill. Like, she is bad at her job. She is bad at her job. So after he's like done taunting her, loose fireworks strikes Cassie in the face and it blinds her. But then like
Well, is that after she falls in the water?
that sign gets he gets crushed by a sign.
A Pepsi sign. So I'm assuming they're a sponsor.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say, I was like, I guess he didn't see the sign. Ace of Base was not his favorite band. So obviously that means that Cassie was destined to kill him and not the girls.
Yep. See.
So yeah, Cassie gets rescued. She's in the same hospital as Ben and Mary, and we later see, we get word that Mary just delivered her son, Peter Parker.
Yes.
And
unnamed son. Yes.
Unnamed son. Yes. And then blind Cassie wakes up to discover that she's paralyzed from the waist down due to her injuries. But then I guess that kicks in the full web of life powers, and she can now fully see into the future. And then like she tells the girls, "Hey, I'm gonna mentor you so you can be who you're meant to be when the time comes." Blah 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 blah. And they had the decency to not have mid-credit scenes.
Yes. So were they in a damn clock tower or something? It appeared like it looked like something like that, or just maybe it's just the funky window. But I'm just like,
it definitely was supposed to be giving Birds of Prey vibes, but it's like, babes, yeah. Birds of Prey is not in a good. Well, not the live action version of Birds.
I mean,
of Prey
that the TV show only one season, but yeah.
Well, and then Birds of Prey the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean the Harley Quinn movie, as we all know it. That was supposed to be a Birds of Prey.
I was gonna say, I keep.
They should have been Gotham Cyber. I still am pissed about. That's almost as bad as the Wonder Woman Snickers ad at this point for me. It's like number 5 on the Snickers ad.
I always forget that was supposed to be a Birds of Prey movie, and
you would not be alone, because they literally did, after the movie came out, change it to just the Harley Quinn's Fantabulous Emancipation. They dropped the Birds of Prey part. Wild shit, bro. That's why DC is in the place that it's in.
I know.
But so that's it. Let's talk about some Easter eggs we saw. Maybe I'm just trying to.
Okay, I have a question. Okay, so again, rewrites and everything. I mean, that woman in the chair Ezekiel had, doing all the computer stuff. We don't know her story. We don't know where she comes from. Who knows what happened to her after the movie? Because I don't think we ever caught her.
She's just a woman. She's cannon fodder. Don't worry about it.
She's made her millions and
like real rich people do.
Oh, true.
Oh, maybe she starts his company. Maybe she'll be the bad guy and then not gonna get a sequel.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, oh, she was gonna be in that sequel. That's never gonna happen.
I have a theory. I think that this movie originally started out as a Final Destination film.
Really?
Because they're supposed to be making 6, and I know that script went through a ton of rewrites. I think somebody got a hold of one and just slapped Madam Web and these characters into it.
Oh, damn.
Because think about like all the acts. Like there's no action in this movie, right? And the traps and everything just feel like the start of Final Destination death traps. I'm sorry, it does.
I mean, except for the fireworks scene at the end. I mean, all the action is her basically running Ezekiel over with vehicles 2 or 3 times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know how many Final Destination movies have at least one car accident scene in it?
Isn't it all?
At least half of them. I mean, number 2 is most notorious with the truck with the logs, I know, but like there's also the one where there's the racist redneck.
Yeah.
I think that's 4. It's one of my favorites.
So one of the rumors I saw is before like one of the rewrites, this was supposed to be a time travel movie where she takes the girls and they go back in time because Ezekiel wants to go back in time.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Parker as a baby, before he can.
That's what I meant when I said that this was supposed to be their version of Secret Wars, where they're pulling these characters out of their different time But then, like, I heard Disney said no.
We'll see.
Try again. Come up with something else. Yeah. Yeah. So no, I think so too, for sure. Um, nobody like I feel like somebody needed to give. I feel like Ben should have said, "With great power comes great responsibility."
Oh yeah, we kind of said it without saying
When
it.
you take on the responsibility, great power. Shut the fuck up and say the line.
Say it right. Come on. You know what? This movie was so horrible. You know what I thought how they were going to end it?
How?
I thought, okay, something happens and Cassandra has to change her name to May at the end or something.
They would never besmirch like that.
So you think about it, it's like, oh, I mean, I could see her and Ben hooking up. Oh, I was almost your aunt.
Yuck.
I know.
Don't put that into the atmosphere. What else? We did get a look at Cassie's final look. How did you like it when you finally did see it, like full action?
What, the full costume thing?
Yeah,
It's all right. Again, I mean, Sydney Sweeney's is the best.
obviously. Like I said, I really feel like they were hoping this movie would do better, so that they could spin that movie. I don't think it's gonna happen. I mean, I just don't.
I don't think it's gonna happen either.
My favorite thing was the 4-star diner though, because that's where Peter used to go when he was in college. And I'm like, well, I guess they rebuild it then, don't they?
You would think. Well, they only drove through one wall.
So yeah, that and Uncle Jonah, it really wasn't like a lot. I felt like I missed a bunch or there wasn't a lot because I feel like these writers don't have a clue who the fuck Spider-Man is at all.
Yeah, I don't think there were a ton of Easter eggs. The whole great power thing. Yeah,
they must not be able to say that line.
Oh,
why would you say it like that?
Oh, did Disney take that too? Oh,
I mean, they can't use Uncle Ben, so they had to kill Aunt May. Like, God, they gave up a lot to keep a hold on to Uncle Ben, bro. They really did.
I know. They were
I don't think it was worth it, bro.
They probably thought they were all clever. They're probably like, haha, they're gonna have to pay us for Uncle Ben. And Disney was like, yeah, F you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
There was a weird there were so many weird lines. Like Dakota Johnson's lines were so fucking weird, man. It feels like everybody was phoning it in too.
Was it just be like, oh, this is like the 6th time through because we rewritten this thing so much? And
I mean, yeah, you can kind of tell like there are some okay lines in it, and so I feel like clearly all the good stuff is like from the earlier cuts, right?
Yeah,
it had to be.
And like, yeah, some of the time it seemed like Dakota Johnson might have been phoning it in. I'm like, this has. I think at some point, the reshoot stuff, she's probably like, yeah, this isn't going to be good.
I thought it was really funny because there was somebody, who was it? They got Emma Roberts of all people to play Mary Parker. Like, what a waste of Emma Roberts. I love me some Emma Roberts. I love the whole Roberts family. So Eric Roberts, Julia.
Well, once again, maybe that was going to be a bigger role before the rewrite. But yeah, I mean, she only appears in the movie twice.
Yeah, that was crazy. And then she gets the line, either I peed myself or my water broke. It's like, what a waste of butter. If you're watching the YouTube, that's why it's up there. Waste of butter, because that's what this movie is. Literally a waste of butter for the popcorn.
There's nothing in this movie because, again, it's like Sydney Sweeney's playing an underage girl, so it's like you really can't show her being too hot. I mean, I guess Dakota Johnson could have looked, they could have given her more revealing, whatever.
She wouldn't even show it off for goddamn 50 Shades of Grey. It's like, babes, you know what the fuck is about? You don't show tits. Come on. Sorry, I'm still pissed about that.
Damn.
That should have been on HBO or Cinemax. Like, why the hell they put that out for actual consumption? Oh, I'm still mad about that.
I mean, speaking of, I think I've seen better plot in a Skinemax movie.
And I have. I've seen better production values on a porn parody. Your point?
Oh my god! Okay.
Shout out to Vivid.
Now I know why they set it in 2003 because the character of Cassandra Webb is supposed to be, the old lady. So, she's 30.
That's still kind of pushing it for Hollywood, but Also, the weirdest line. It's like, how would you know if you could climb a wall if you've never tried? Like,
Yeah, that was weird. I mean, that was like some comedy, forced comedy that didn't work.
or when your heart starts back up again, you're fine at that barbecue.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're teenagers now, but in the future, and that's what Sony said. That was the most meta line of the whole damn thing for me.
Uh, yeah, that's yeah. What's the plot of the movie? Yeah, some old man tries to murder a bunch of teenage girls.
It's like, is it a horror movie? I mean, for my sanity, sure. But the most positive thing out of the whole movie, you know, the best thing about the future, it hasn't happened yet. And if I can drink enough tonight, I can make that happen. I can block this out of my memory. Thank you for the reminder.
Oh,
Yep. So this is gonna be F is in flop orama.
oh, definitely agree.
Like, there's nothing redeeming about this. I mean, shout out to Sydney Sweeney. They should have given you more to do, but like Dakota Johnson, oh man, she is now on my list of least favorite nepo babies.
Can you completely blame her? Because again, with the rewrites, was this thing? This thing was
It
something
still
probably.
wasn't going to be good because
Eh,
there's, like I said, they're the same writers that have written most of the Sony Spider-Man stuff, with the exception
yeah.
of Venom, like the Morbius stuff and
Well, that's like when people get like when they get roles not like here in the Sony stuff and not the MCU. I'm just like, oh, your people don't like you, do you? Do they?
yeah, I think she should fire her manager and call me personally. Um,
I just think there's people in Hollywood who don't understand. They're just like, oh, it's
like I
just.
said, I think she got tricked into thinking it was the MCU because the tagline for in the actual screenplay that I saw, and I think it's on a couple of the movie posters too.
Mhm.
It's all connect. Madam Web. It's all connected, making them think that this was gonna tie back to the MCU. Like how when I think it all started when they got Michael Keaton to come over in Morbius. So
Mm,
more people. So this was during that time where it would seem like
yeah,
that would be possible.
and I could see that, like, people telling her, "Oh, yeah, 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 'cause don't worry, Ryan Reynolds is gonna connect it all. Don't worry, don't worry."
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
So that's my theory. I have a lot of theories about this
I
movie. It
mean,
was never going to be a good movie though because it's Sony.
this movie is so bad. I don't think Charlie Esser could have defended it.
No, he would have.
He would have tried, but I don't know if he could. Oh,
Yeah, it was a shame. Like, I wish we would have saw more of the three girls bonding early, at least, or something, or like,
yeah,
because like I said, I don't. I was not. I've never liked the character. Like, I just never saw her being like a lead character of anything. Um, like the character of Madam Web. Like, it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
so
No,
tangential.
no. I mean, when is
They
Matt?
should have just made a Julia Carpenter movie, or a Silk movie at this point. At this point, I'd say make a Silk movie. Why the fuck not? It can't be worse than this.
Oh well, did you see that? I mean, I guess they weren't they doing like a Silk TV show or something? And I think
Allegedly, that got canceled though, didn't it?
what I saw, I think it was last night, they said they got rid of the whole writer's room except for Angela Kang. It was the head writer, and then else could be more, they say male focused or something, or
How can it be male focused if it's Silk?
I mean, I think it was more, we're going to try to bring in more of the male audience. I think they panicked when they saw the numbers Madam Web didn't do.
Wait,
So,
how much did the Marvels make? I forgot to even look.
oh, that's
Let's see if it made more.
that's yes, you are. That's what I wanted to do. Thank you. Yes, I wanted to see who made more. I mean,
The
you would.
Marvel. Oh my god, it was $46 million for their opening.
So they beat Madam Web, which again they have the MCU behind them, they have Disney behind them.
Not that much
No, not by much, but I'm just saying, just with the Disney machine, you knew they were going to come out, even if it
though.
wasn't by a lot.
I wasn't sure.
I
Like I said, it
figured.
was Valentine's Day. It had a lot going for it. It's like when nobody thought anything of Deadpool because they put it in February, right? They're like, oh, they must not have faith in it. But it was the best thing Fox could have ever done.
All right, I went at like 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. I think I was one of maybe 10, 12 people in the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went on a Thursday, like I said, it was like 25 people, but my party was 4 people, so
I went on a Saturday
I was
afternoon.
literally like a fifth of the audience.
Uh,
The kids said they get to pick the next movie, and I'm terrified now. They're gonna make me pay for this.
Oh my.
Oh, they made me. They made me watch. They're like, well, Strays is better than Beethoven. I'm like, I don't think so. They were actually kind of right. Even though it's rated R, it's not that bad.
What is it?
Strays. It's about that movie where the
Oh yeah.
dogs talk with like Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
And then you see, I think was it March that the next Ghostbusters is coming out.
Oh yeah. So I guess we'll set the date for that. Or is there any? I don't think there's anything else that we need to talk about movie wise. Or
I mean, yeah, I mean, well, again, there's not gonna be anything really Marvel centric except for Deadpool out of this year. I don't think movie wise, right?
I mean, we still have to talk Craven, and isn't there another one coming out too? There's a third Sony movie coming out this year, right?
I don't know. Let me see if I find the list here. Oh yeah, I forgot Craven was coming out. Let's see. We got Madam Web, Deadpool. Oh, Venom, the new Venom. Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking of.
Venom 3, yeah.
Is that for December or like November?
Let me see if I can find a date here. Yeah, because I was just looking at let's see. Venom. I don't know if they is that even a title? It looks like November, maybe November 8th, maybe.
Oh, I could have sworn it was my birthday, but yeah.
Well,
I mean, my birthday's on a Sunday, but I thought it was more closely to my birthday. But
unless they bumped it up or something.
they might have. But yeah, good. I would have figured they would have went for like October, but I guess they want to try to bring in the Thanksgiving money, maybe Thanksgiving or Christmas, before they shoot it over to
yeah,
on demand and home release.
oh god, oh yeah, the Joker.
No one cares.
I know. I keep forgetting that's a thing.
I don't even know if that's gonna be worth our time, but we'll see as it gets closer.
Yeah, we'll see as it gets closer. But yeah,
let's end this on some positive notes. We have two other big things that are happening in like comic book movie news. We have the Fantastic Four casting, and then also that Deadpool trailer recently dropped. So I guess we can talk about that, and that should round out our time. I think.
Yes. So,
okay, I literally only know two people on the list.
Oh, for the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. So
well, of course,
obviously Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Like he is, like god damn, he is doing everything from freaking from his zombie show on HBO to The Mandalorian. He did a couple of other movies like very recently too that did pretty well.
Well, that's like the meme I saw. It's like the one where
it's all going to be Pedro Pascal.
Where Thanos is putting all the Infinity Gems in the glove. It's just Pedro Pascal putting all the franchises in the glove.
Yeah. And I know. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about that necessarily. Especially with the person that they cast as Ben Grimm, which is Joseph Quinn. He looks so much younger, so I don't know how they're really gonna play that.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to get through a certain part.
Oh no, wait, no, that's supposed to be Giant Storm. Even Mas Baccarat is actually supposed to be the thing. He's slightly older, but like Pedro Pascal, no tea, no shade. He looks really good for his age, but he's old.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of Fantastic.
And I do love the Salt and Pepper Reed Richards. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be interesting. I love Pedro Pascal. Like he doesn't have a punchable face. I have never seen him in a role where he has to be an asshole. Reed Richards is like a smarty pants asshole. Like that's the character. That's my only concern. Like Pedro is just so lovable that I couldn't see it for him. But he's a really good actor, so I think he's definitely gonna pull it off. I'm not saying that he can't pull it off, but like I don't know. And they better give him the salt and pepper sides though. Like I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that.
Vanessa Kirby is Sue.
Yeah, I mean, at least she's actually blonde with blue eyes. They won't make her dye her hair or wear contacts.
That's true.
So good for her. She is English, but I thought she's like a theater girl, right?
Yeah, it says she started out on the stage. Yeah, theater. Yeah.
Did they say? I haven't. I don't. Let me read her.
I'm not.
She was in The Crown. Okay. Right. Oh, this age gap is gonna be nasty.
Yeah, but you know what? In certain versions of it, Reed is older than Sue, so
I know, and I don't like it.
I know, I don't like it, but I'm just saying it is. It's not.
I don't like it.
John Burt.
Exactly. Let me see. I'm looking. She's done a bunch of British stuff, I guess. So.
Yeah.
She was in Dead Reckoning. Is that why she looks familiar?
Mm.
Yeah, she was in that last Mission Impossible movie.
Oh, okay, okay. I was gonna say, I don't know if I've seen her
And so
before.
she's gonna
Okay.
be in the sequel to that as well. I'm sure I haven't seen she. Oh, this is why I don't like her. She was in Hobbs and Shaw. She's Hattie Shaw. That's why the face was bothering me. That's a terrible movie, terrible for the franchise. Not gonna hold it against her, but that is why that was it was not clicking for me, Steven. I was just like, why am I blocking this lady out? I know I've seen her before. But
Oh,
most of her stuff has been like British film and stuff,
yeah.
so
Oh, you know what I just saw? Okay, before she lost the role, but she was up for Black Canary and Birds of Prey. The Harley Quinn Birds of Prey.
probably because she can't sing.
Oh, man.
Also, who the hell is she? At least no tea, no shade. Like at least everybody in that movie had a name,
Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
was DC's thing at the time, was to do somebody with a name and a following to put butts in seats because they knew the script wasn't going to do that.
Uh,
So I think that would be my theory about why she lost out.
maybe.
Let's see. So we've got Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. They don't look like they could be related, so I don't know how they're gonna fix that. I mean, to me, Johnny and Sue, like I've always read, like they're super close in age. They could, if they really wanted to, in one iteration, make them twins. Honestly,
Oh, yeah, true.
so that's okay. How old is he? He's 30. Okay. He's also British. Ugh. Okay. I don't care.
I mean,
Listen, guys. I, you know how I feel about British people being my American superhero movies. Like, that's the one thing. That is like, put them anywhere else. Just do not put them as Superman or I can't. I can't. I hate it. I hate it so much. Go be on Doctor Who, okay? Leave us alone.
oh, that's Outlaw of Hellfire.
Yeah, you can add me. I don't care. I didn't care for freaking Neil Patrick Harris being in one of the damn Doctor Who specials. It's like, no! Do not mix up the chocolate and the peanut butter.
Oh my.
Get out of here. Let me enjoy my Anglophile obsession without seeing an ugly, filthy American and vice versa, okay? Keep them separated. So yeah, let's see what he's been in. I don't know. Like this guy does not look familiar at all.
I kind of like that sometimes if I'm not too familiar with the actors, because otherwise I'm just like, oh, that's so and so.
Like he's got a big role to fill. Like Michael B. Jordan and Chris Evans. I'm
Yeah.
playing. Oh, he was in Catherine the Great. Okay. Oh, not that Catherine the Great. Never mind.
I was gonna say, is he another English actor?
Yeah, it's definitely nothing. Oh, he's in The Quiet Place Day 1.
Oh, yeah, that's coming up too. Yeah.
And also Gladiator 2, which is coming out this year. Lots of plays. Oh, he was in. Oh, okay. I don't watch Stranger Things. This is why it's not clicking for me either. He's Eddie Munson.
Okay.
But he doesn't have like the long hair in these pictures, so that's probably what's throwing me.
Hmm.
I know the memes for Stranger Things. And now that they said it, I can kind of see it now. Oh, allegedly he was in Game of Thrones. He must have been a dead body or something. Okay. Okay. I think okay. I'm just worried about the Johnny Storm of it all.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are some versions where she's a little older than him, and basically when the mom dies.
Or like really like with Jessica. See, that's the thing with the original like live action version with Jessica Alba and Chris Evans. A, they look nothing alike, and B, Chris Evans actually looked older than she. But I don't know. Like I said, I would love to see that where they're actually like twins in a reiteration.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I'm not saying anything to say anything. I mean, makeup and demeanor and acting. That's why they call it acting, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
I find it really interesting that. Wait, it's even I feel even Moss might even be English too. So I don't know. Let me just
Hmm.
double check that. Like he plays a Chicago guy with pretty good. He has a pretty good Chicago accent, which is actually pretty hard. The white Chicago accent is pretty hard to have. He's American. Okay, just had to double check.
Yeah, yeah, isn't he like a Jewish actor or yeah.
You never know. You always gotta check.
Yeah, true.
You can't assume anything these days.
And
So
again and again, we're probably gonna get the character, but can we do stuff besides Doom too? Because every Fantastic Four movie.
I thought it was confirmed that it was Galactus.
Well, I know they said they were trying that they are looking for
Because
Galactus and
I mean,
Silver
that would make
Surfer.
sense to bring
Yeah,
Fantastic Four in as like, okay, we deal with Thanos, but we got a worse threat than Thanos.
yeah. I mean, we
And
are.
plus, we already set the tone for Quantum Zone and all that stuff too. So
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, yeah, Galactus,
Quantum
Silver
Realm.
Surfer, but I can still see them trying to cram Doom in there.
Well, they would have mentioned the casting if Doom was in it. I feel like
Let's say, yeah, that's true.
because like who could be a rival to freaking Pedro Pascal? Because they're equals.
Yeah,
Only
yeah.
one actually didn't drop out of college. That's the only difference. I mean, making horny Doombots is way better than making pimple cream, as far as I'm concerned. Speaking from experience.
All right, and
Who can even be Doctor Doom? No, I'm trying to think.
I don't know. I don't know. Who has that presence?
Yeah, I need a snarky, petty king.
Yeah, I'll
Oh, you
find out.
know who? But like he's like I don't know, like he's so bald. But I would say Stanley. I love Stanley Tucci though.
Well, you put him in a wig and then he's in
Or
the.
you know what? We can do Stanley Tucci's evil twin Mark Strong.
Oh, Mark Strong's a good villain. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And he's yeah, I think there we go. I'll be
Yeah.
happy with that.
Make up for not giving us. Yeah.
Because I
Uh,
mean we have Namor, but I don't think that Namor needs to have anything to do with these Fantastic Four. That's unfortunate, but
I know. I know.
MCU, you get what you get.
Freaking Namor.
It's gonna have to be a strong script for sure.
Oh
Either
yeah,
way it
definitely.
goes. But it's good to see that they finally cast and we're finally building it. They kind of have to because they can't do Kang.
So are we going to do something where it's set in the 60s and then somehow they jump them into the present?
Yeah, I think so. Or or we could just do it all retro.
Hmm. I know, but they're going to want them to interact with the rest of the MCU at some point.
Would they though? I mean, I
I
think
don't know.
Fantastic Four works best when they are alone and they don't do crossovers. Personally,
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, especially with
I think it would be interesting for them to give something to try to keep something in its own little pocket universe and see because like at this point in the MCU, it's just too much baggage. Like it's very daunting to like newcomers. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, but if not before, everyone's going to interact during Secret Wars.
Well, we saw Secret Invasion and we saw how small scale that was.
Yeah, yeah, I think hopefully they learned their mistake from that. I think isn't Secret Wars supposed to be a movie, so that I
Yeah,
think
I'm just saying though. So was Secret Invasion. They just chopped it up, and that was the problem. They didn't really change the script much. I'm being real with you. So,
yeah.
and
Well, I
that's
think
why Samuel L. Jackson signed on.
Secret Wars has to be like another version of it, like on the scale of Endgame.
Yeah. Look, I agree. I just don't think that they got the budget or the time for it right now. Like Disney's in trouble.
I know that's what I'm saying. They need to
So
clean
yeah.
some stuff up.
Okay, let's end on a happy note. Deadpool and Wolverine. I can't believe they made a Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm kind
I
of pissed
know,
about that.
I know. Uh,
Like, just make a Deadpool 3. Like, that's what has me worried, if I'm being really honest. The fact that they backed up the money truck to Hugh Jackman to put him in the actual suit, I think they're missing the point.
well, again, I think they're putting him in the actual suit so a stunt guy can do all that work once that mask goes on. He's the new RDJ. That mask goes on, he's on coffee break.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Mm, but
Because there's other ways around it, too. Like,
well,
Hugh Jackman is a dime a dozen in Hollywood. There's literally basically he's the male Margot Robbie. There's at least 30 guys that look just like him, and don't even get me into like the stunt guys. There's literally 1,000 that look just like him. So I don't
yeah,
think it's about that.
but I don't know, for a lot of people, he is Wolverine. I mean, he's been playing the role for what 20 some
I
years.
know, but like they didn't need to put it in the title. I feel
Yeah.
like that's too pandery, too fan service. Like
Well,
at
that's
the end of the day, it is Ryan Reynolds' movie.
that's what I was gonna say. Do you think they did that because they wanted a title because it's like they don't want to remind you, oh yeah, the first two weren't MCU?
I think that that's their strong suit at this point. A lot of people are kind
Mm,
of sick of MCU, so
maybe, but they're just like, no, it's all ours now. So don't worry about those other ones.
I don't think that that's a good thing. I don't want to be reminded actually.
I mean true, but I mean, is that their thinking? Because as we see, they don't always make the best decisions.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with it, but like also it might have been how to get Hugh Jackman back. It might have a
Mm,
lot to do with the behind the scenes politics of it all too, which
that's
doesn't
true.
bode too well for me in that aspect either.
What?
Like I
What?
said, this has always been Ryan Reynolds' baby, and I trust him with Deadpool. He understands Deadpool. He gets it. He's a fan. He literally petitioned and made it happen for himself. He manifested this, and so it's just little things. Like when you know the business, it's just little things that make give me pause. I thought that the trailer was awesome. I thought they should have went with Deadpool kills the Fox universe. I honestly thought that they were gonna go with that because that's what it's giving, right?
Oh yeah, can you imagine that graphic? It's put up on the screen. Deadpool saves the Fox universe, and then
Oh
Slash
no, no,
saves and
no!
put kills.
Deadpool saved the MCU, but like they would never. But like, yeah,
Yeah.
because
No.
basically, if this movie is successful to blend it together and bring Deadpool into the MCU and the mutants into the MCU on his tailcoat, then he will absolutely save the MCU.
Oh yeah.
But if this doesn't go well,
And we're
because there's a lot of things that were happening during this filming and during the script writing and all these things that we
uh
heard from behind the scenes that
uh
could go wrong under Disney's umbrella, I'm
talk,
hesitant. I love the trailer. Trailers are like Disney knows how to do a trailer, but
mm,
trailers are not the movie.
oh,
And Disney is specifically known for deceptive trailers.
and we're gonna talk. Well, we're gonna talk. Finally, talk pegging in a Disney movie. Uh,
That's the dream.
oh my god! But I just saw that trailer and it hit me. I was like, oh my god, I miss Charlie because I know that week I would have had to break down. It's like, oh, how's the TVA gonna do this, and how big of a part is the TVA gonna play in this?
Yeah, that's where I'm hesitant too. Like the TVA, I'm just like,
I think they're
like it
just
was
a
such a flop in Loki season too that I'm just like, okay,
I
whatever.
think they're just a plot device. It's like, okay, this is how he jumps from the Fox universe to the MCU. I think that's it's just a plot device.
We don't need that though because we literally have his wall breaking device that has been as well
I know.
established. So again, things is like, oh, stop! Don't force the MCU shit onto Deadpool. That's what I'm saying. Like, just use his fourth wall breaking power. That is literally one of his powers. So use it.
I know.
Nobody likes the TVA. I'm sorry. Everybody feels like it's too bloated. That's why Loki, like, only the critics really like Loki season 2. All the fans I heard, they were complaining that it was boring, it was dry, took too long.
I mean,
And I agree. Like, ugh.
yeah. I mean, I think well, a lot of Loki season one was like that too. But again, it was just drawing it out till we get to the point where it's just like, oh yeah, he's what at the center of the multiverse or whatever. So,
Yeah.
and then again, and then they were kind of pulling your taffy about the Kang variant, which who knows if we're ever going to go back to Kang.
Hopefully not. We don't need to. I always felt like Kang was a waste anyway.
So, what would you rather they recast or they just go straight to Doom? Because I think that was one of the plans, go straight to forget Kang.
I
And go
don't
to Doom.
want Doom either. I don't want like Doom is like fucking the Joker, bro. I'm over it. Listen, I love reading the comics, but like movie wise, let's do something else.
I know, but it's like who
Because
else?
they'll never get Doom right. They will never get the level of salty and petty that he needs to be.
Oh yeah,
And like this is what I mean. Like he just really like I can't see anybody really, especially now with Pedro Pascal, matching that energy at all.
mm, hmm,
I just don't.
I know. I'm trying to think who could.
Like I said, like if we would have actually cast like an age appropriate Namor, that would have been epic. But like the Namor we have in the MCU, I love it as a Wakandan rival thing, and that he's
Yeah,
young and Shuri's young, and that whole thing.
yeah. I mean, he's not the right age for Pedro Pascal, but I mean, we need someone on like the level of a J.K. Simmons for Doom.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like I said, I'm real hesitant. I'm hopeful, but I'm hesitant. Like it's just MCU is like showing its age, and it's showing that they can do wrong and they have done wrong, and it's wearing on the fans. And I think the Fantastic Four and Deadpool is with Wolverine, Hugh Jackman back. It's great fan service, but can you follow that up with an actual great story? That's what I need to know.
Yep.
But yeah, on
Good.
that note,
All right. So yes,
I don't know. Next capes we do is Craven, huh? Probably.
maybe the movie. Yeah. When's that? Wait, when's Craven come out?
We just talked about it and it went right out of my
Well,
head too.
what on it? Did we say a date for Craven?
I thought you did, but I wasn't really paying attention because Craven makes my eyes
Well, I
glaze
know we
over,
said.
especially after this.
Well, I know we said Venom was November. Oh, Craven's in August.
August 30th. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have something way before that.
Well,
There's no reason.
Deadpool's in July, so
We'll have something before that even.
yeah, yes, we will. Well, I know next time you and I are on here, yes, we're gonna talk some, we're gonna do some old school, talk some new comics,
Yeah, we're gonna take it old school.
including
Maybe like one topic and just all the comics we watch.
Spawn
We read.
350.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
excited. I know
oh
I
my,
only got one variant though.
you only got one variant. Oh my lord.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
didn't really like any of the other ones. So
Oh my god, I saw a drawing that Greg Capullo did a Moon Knight. I'm like, I want Greg Capullo on Moon Knight now.
yeah, I could see that.
Ripping faces off. Oh yeah, Greg.
It kind of begs the question, like, why isn't he on?
I mean, Marvel has them, and then they keep teasing because they keep like first he like released like a Wolverine drawing, I think, and they're like, oh, it's gonna be on Wolverine. Then he like released a Nick Fury something or other. So yeah, nobody knows what he's. But yeah, Marvel has them for something.
They have him locked away in the dungeon.
Uh, oh my god, Jed McKay and then Greg Capullo on art. Oh my lord, give me it.
I feel like it would be a Grant Morrison situation where he's just a bad influence and they're just doing ayahuasca all day. And then we get these deranged Frank Miller-esque stories and panels.
Man, Moon Knight's cut faces off before. I want to draw faces getting cut off.
Just cuts that, like, it'll be like Kill Bill. He just cuts slices the head off, just top of the head off just slightly.
Oh
Person's
yeah.
like twitching on the ground.
Oh, it's me my most masochistic. All right, so yes, kids. So yeah, send us your thoughts. If you dared to see Madam Web, send us your thoughts. Tell us what you thought of the Fantastic Forecasting, the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer, new comics coming out. We're going to cover that, or anything else you want us to speak of. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks, episodes, social media, merchandise. Again, show your love of all Capes and Lunatics. And of course,
It's Mardi Gras time. Phil's looking for beads, kids.
that's right. Put them on my boobs. All right. And of course, Lilith's favorite. If you just want to rain random money on us, yes, use that Cash App link.
Make it rain.
Like we're dancing on a stripper pole.
She looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
And of course, speaking of naughty times, the Patreon. You do not want to miss the Patreon. You think it's crazy now. Go to that Patreon. You'll get Lilith and I for February are going to cover this year's AVN Awards, the Adult Video News, and of course, in February you're going to get, and you do not want to miss it, Lilith Hellfire Conspiracy Theories. Does she know things? Is she insane? You have to subscribe to the Patreon to find out. But either way, it's going to be
more vicious and brutal than ever.
So find it all at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network.
I'm going to eat this up with a fork and spoon.
Yes.
Hey, just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean that people aren't actually out to get me, okay?
Word that birds are real. All right, Lilith Hellfire, can people find you on
Have you ever seen a baby pigeon? Oh, wait. And the one pictures they do show you, that looks like an animatronic. That looks like Big Bird's snot. Come on. Can't fool me. I'm not saying all birds aren't real, but certain birds aren't real.
Bird time.
All right, Love Hellfire. People can find you on Facebook, right? The Facebook.
Yes, if you are still on Facebook, or I guess Facebook, you can friend me. But more importantly, please download all our episodes and go out and listen to them in the fresh air. Touch some grass, look at the sky, because the earth is dying. So just enjoy it while you have it. Mother Nature will appreciate it.
I'm going to the hole on principle. Trying to donkey punch me now, bitch.
And don't be a waste of butter.
What?
Don't be a waste of butter like Madam Web.
Somebody's muffin's getting buttered. That ain't my business.
All right. Bye for now. All right.
Can you imagine people that went on a date on Valentine's Day to see this movie? This must have killed the mood like a motherfucker.
I was gonna say, people like didn't get laid who went and saw Madam Web.
You took me to see that movie.
I didn't take my wife to see that. All right, kids. Thank you for joining us for another week. We have been your Capes.
Lunatics. We'll get it eventually.
I think we kind of got it there. I'd say who can we get to fill Charlie Esther's shoes? No one can fill Charlie Esther's shoes.
We'll get the puppet.
I need a puppet, Love Hellfire.
Surprise, surprise for your birthday, fool.
Oh, please. Where? I have sound drops already.
You gotta set it up on an iPad with a Dutch angle, though.
Yes. I already have
just
sound.
cut to it.
I already have sound. All right. All right, kids. Come back next time. And remember, please don't get caught in that web. Good night.